The Russia-Ukraine war has entered into a critical phase. The Russian troops are gaining ground with every passing day, and Ukraine says that the situation has been the most difficult one since the start of the war. As the American President Donald Trump is increasing pressure on Kiev to agree to the peace deal, Moscow says that there is no misunderstanding with Washington anymore. While Russia is capturing new areas in Ukraine, Kiev is escalating its deep strikes inside of Russia. In the latest, Moscow has said that Kiev has launched a major aerial attack with at least 287 drones downed over a number of regions, including Moscow. Now, the extent of the damage is not immediately clear, but flights have been diverted from all of Moscow's main airports. Ukraine has released the video of its sea drones hitting a tanker they claim was involved in trading Russian oil. This as it sailed through Ukraine's exclusive economic zone in the Black Sea of the Russian port of Novorossiysk. Now, the attack is the third sea drone strike in 2 weeks on the vessels, and Ukraine claims that Russia's shadow fleet. Now, Kiev claims that these unregulated ships are helping Moscow export large quantities of oil and fund its war in Ukraine despite the Western sanctions. So as the fighting continues to rage on, Moscow has said that all misunderstandings with Washington or Ukraine have been resolved following a meeting earlier in the month between President Vladimir Putin and the U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff. The Kremlin has hailed the meeting with the U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and President Donald Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner as constructive, although no major breakthroughs have been reached yet.
Just recently, when President Trump's special envoy, Stephen Witkoff, was here and following his talks with President Putin, both Russian and American sides confirmed the mutual understandings reached in Alaska. This is a very important outcome because there was a certain pause after Anchorage. Now here, in our negotiations with the Americans on the Ukraine issue, I personally believe that the misunderstandings and miscommunications have been resolved.
Now, Ukraine, on the other hand, has sent a revised US-drafted peace proposal to Trump administration. The German Chancellor Friedrich Merz says that a proposal on territorial concessions Ukraine is ready to make to end its war against Russia has been sent to Trump. Now, Zelensky has drawn a hard line on the ceding of the territory. He said that there must be a popular referendum before any land is given to Russia. And he also revealed that the US plan involves Russia withdrawing from parts of northeast Ukraine. And the US's proposed plans also involves a no-troop free economic zone in eastern Ukraine. On the sticking points, Ukrainian president said that Donetsk and Zaporizhia nuclear plants are key disagreements in the peace talks. Ukraine's European allies are also scrambling to iron out the differences. The German Chancellor Friedrich Merz has gone on to say that he hopes to meet with the US officials this weekend to finalize the documents.
There is a proposal that he was not yet aware of at the time we spoke on the phone, because it had not yet been sent to the Americans. We did that yesterday in the late afternoon. It mainly concerns the question of what territorial concessions Ukraine is prepared to make. But that is a question that must above all be answered by the Ukrainian president and the Ukrainian people.
But Trump has expressed impatience with both Kiev and its European allies in France, Britain and Germany. He's warned Europe and Ukraine that they are wasting their time amidst calls for some fresh strikes.
You know, they would like us to go to a meeting over the weekend in Europe, and we'll make a determination depending on what they come back with. We don't want to be wasting time. Sometimes you have to let people fight it out, and sometimes you don't. But the problem with letting people fight it out is you're losing thousands of people a week.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.